1717. I want to introduce somebody. Grant Cox. Grant, come on up.
Good morning. I'm Grant. Can y'all hear me okay? Is everything good? James and I met just over Facebook, to be honest. I post a lot of things, I share my story, and we connected in this way, and that's why we're here. So my cousin, so all this is super familiar, especially with the trial just being over. So one of my family members, my cousin, so it's my mom's sister, youngest son, Luke Hoyer, was one of the 17 that were killed. He was an amazing kid, and you know, if you knew what people always ask me if I'm doing okay, and how I'm doing, and I always tell them I'm like, you know, I'm as good as my aunt, my uncle, and Luke's older brother and sister, because we're all within 2 years apart, and Luke was like the baby of our family. I'm as good as they're doing, you know, and they're not doing well. None of them are doing well. You know, I was talking to my aunt yesterday, and I was with Abby, Luke's sister, yesterday. I said, Gina, Luke's mom. I was like, Gina, you doing okay? She was like, no. I've never heard her say that. Ever heard her say that. It's so important to make sure you know what's going on, especially all the signs. I mean, you think of everything that happened with this. You think of all the red flags that were in place before. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the amount of red flags that were here. And you know, the one thing that I was worried about, especially with my family before the trial, was everyone talks about closure. That's all the families talk about. I know every single one of them. I know their siblings. We're all around the same age. But everyone talks about closure. And there is no closure. We have a new normal. Okay? Our Christmases aren't the same. Thanksgiving, nothing's the same. And it will never be the same. And we fight and we fight and we fight to make it kind of normal, the way it used to be. And it's not. Nothing ever will be. And they'll never have the closure that they all deserve. But you know, with every single one of them, they go to I feel like my family goes to DC. I've been to DC with them, you know, twice a month. And you know, they're pushing and pushing and pushing, you know, the good fight. You know, there's no bringing B-17 back. There's no bringing Luke back. But you know, the way we honor them and the way we, you know, make an impact moving forward is so important. And you know, back in 2015, there was a Charleston church shooting, and 9 were killed. And one of my best friends that I played baseball against was Chris Singleton, and his mother was killed. And I remember thinking, I was like, man, this is like the closest person that I'm ever going to know that something like this happens to. And then 3 years later, it happens to us. So, you know, I could talk forever. And I never want you to feel my pain. I just want you to understand it. And understand that what you guys do is so important. It's so important, man. And, you know, you would think because of what happened and the letdown, you know, it's the guy hearing firecrackers in school, wouldn't you go in anyway? You know, wouldn't you go in anyway for what the hell's fireworks going in the school period? That's what you heard. You would think all these 17s would be, you know, have a certain grudge, if you will, against police. Let's just be real. But they don't. I promise you they don't. They absolutely love you guys. My aunt and uncle absolutely love police. They back the blue like you wouldn't believe. And I do too. Without you guys, there's a lot of shit doesn't happen. And a lot of shit does happen because of you. So I can talk forever, but I wanted to be here. I wanted to speak and share loot, and share kind of what we've been through. Obviously, it's a tragedy for everyone, not just for me. Obviously, it's on my heart every day, and I'm lucky enough to be connected to Luke, and and it happened to our family. But what do you do at this point? The best thing that you can do is help people, be at stuff like this, talk about it, shed a tear, and show my love for every single one of you, and tell you that you're appreciated, and that without you guys, the world would be a worse place. And so I wanted to be here, and I'm grateful for James. I'm grateful for our relationship, and just pray for the families, pray for other families that are dealing with this. These families here, it's like the worst fraternity you could ever be in. That's what they call it, because these families are connected to Columbine families, St. Hook families, Uvalde. A lot of them flew out to Texas when all that happened, so they're here to make an impact. It's the worst fraternity you could be in, but they're here to make an impact. They're here to make sure, do their best that it doesn't happen again. So I'm grateful. I hope I can shake all of your hand and give you a hug, whatever you need. But I just want to go over here and talk. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.